Today I've started to work on the head. This was sitting outside in my driveway for a while without injectors in it, and it got rained on, and so these, you can see some rust down in the pre-chambers. So I'm removing the pre-chambers, and well, first I got to remove the collar nut, which is here, and then the pre-chamber. For the pre-chamber, it's a slide hammer, and there's an attachment that I can screw onto the end. I'll show that later. But I found this company. I'm in Atlanta, and Swanee, Georgia is like 40 minutes up the road, and there's this company called JTC Tools, and man, they're awesome. They have the let's see, they have the collar nut extractor, or the collar nut socket. They have the the 140 millimeter head bolt, whatever you call that. It's not a Torx bit. I can't remember what you call it. They have the chain crimping tool. They have lots of cool stuff. They specialize in European tools for European cars. But this is really nice. And here's the one I ordered from Mercedes Source. This is also nice, but you can see I stuck the wrong size socket on there. I wasn't paying attention, and I grabbed an SAE socket instead of a metric, and so I ruined this one. There's a big difference between these two tools. So the Mercedes Source tool actually threads down into the injector threads. Alright, so if you go down into the injector threads, then when you loosen the collar nut a little bit, since this piece is in the injector threads, the collar nut is going to back out. It's going to try to back out like this, but since this is down in the injector threads, you're going to have to just back it out a little bit, and then undo this lock nut, loosen the lock nut a little bit, and then back it out some more, then undo the lock nut a little bit. Whereas the JTC tool, it only threads into the collar nut. So when you put it on there, you can fully remove it, and see it only threads into the collar nut. It doesn't go down into the injector threads. Where this one, if you turn this, like, if this turns a little bit, then you have to loosen that. Then turn it a little bit more, then loosen that. Then turn it a little bit more, then loosen that. Otherwise, this will, it'll bind and possibly break something or strip out your injector threads. So, anyway, I'm a fan of the JTC tool, which was only $24. But yeah, watch how easy this is to work. Now, I've already removed this one, very easy. Basically, you just screw it down in there, and see how the little, there we go. There you go. See how it fits down in the collar nut, that little slot right there? There's one on the other side too. So yeah, you just tighten it down, bump it for a second. I'm using the impact gun because these are on there, and these are on there tight, and when the head is on the bench, you try to get a wrench on there, and the head slides around. So I just bump it with this guy. See if I can do this one-handed. Let's get it lined up here. There we go. There you go. That's it. And then you just unscrew it. Really nice tool by JTC. They make really good stuff. Just look them up online, JTC Tools USA or something like that. So see that see how it fits down in there? I'm sure most of you guys know this already. This is just, I just learned all this stuff recently. And I'm not even going to tighten that down very much. And you just bump it with the impact, like for 1 second. That's comes right out of there. That's really awesome. That's it. See how quick that comes out? Of course, that's a gigantic air compressor with a gigantic hose and an Ingersoll Rand. I think that's like 400 pounds of torque on that thing. But those are in there way tighter than it appears with this impact gun. I think they're at 110 to 130 pounds of torque, something like that. Anyway, again, this works outstanding, and it's 24 bucks. Just 40 minutes up the road from me at JTC Tools. Go check these guys out. They have specialty Mercedes and BMW tools. I went by their shop today. Their stuff is really high quality. The next thing I'm doing here is removing the pre-chambers. And I already made a really rookie mistake. On the first one I was removing, I forgot to take the glow plug out first. And the pre-chamber has a hole in the side of it. See, this one's come out, but see, there's a hole in the side of it, and the glow plug goes through there and into the pre-chamber. And if you don't remove it, it just sheared off the tip of the glow plug. But to be honest with you, there's just a little mark on the pre-chamber. Hopefully I didn't damage the pre-chamber, but dude, these look horrible. I think it's a combination of it sat outside without glow plugs, without injectors in it, and there's a couple of times it rained and I didn't have the engine covered, so it's all rusty. And also biodiesel was run in this, homemade biodiesel, for like 6 months. That will fuck up an om617 engine. Lots of people online doing it, saying it's great, and it works. The car ran great, but dude, when you take the engine apart, or the the injectors apart, or look at your fuel tank, man, there's algae and all kinds of red algae that gets in your system. It's not good. Even if you do the best you can to clean the biodiesel. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. It is about the pre-chamber removal. So, number one, take the stupid glow plug out. So I did it there, and this tool, basically this is what it looks like. It has a tip like this, and this threads. Here, let me remove this. This is from Mercedes Source. There you go. There's a tool like this that just threads down. There you go. This just threads into the pre-chamber, like so. You thread it down there, and then there's an attachment to put it onto the slide hammer. And man, you got to hammer the shit out of it to get it to come out. Not sure if it's because mine was a little rusty, but this block weighs what? This head weighs 80 pounds or something. You can see the head bouncing around. I'm going to do it one-handed though, so you guys can see. There you go. It's almost out. Let me just push this back. I'm going to have to keep sliding the head back because it's bouncing around. Here it comes. Oh, there it is. So that's how you get one out. Yeah, you got to put a lot of force behind that. But these look awful. I can't take it off of there with the camera, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the rest of these, and then I'll post a video. Well, I got the pre-chambers out. Luckily, my buddy happened to show up when I was doing it, and he held his hand on this side of the block, and head, and I held my hand here, so we held it still, because it takes a tremendous amount of force with the slide hammer to pull it out. Actually, I think I bent the shaft of the slide hammer just a little bit. That's how much force it took. I wasn't like hammering it exactly perfect, but these things look terrible. Let's see, I numbered them, so I know, and all the collars go with each one, just so everything can go back the way it came. Here's the spacers I was referring to earlier in the video. I've noticed that each one has a certain number of these guys. See, I like that one has, how many does this one have? Let me make sure this light is turned on. There we go. And it looks like that one, I don't know why this camera doesn't focus. That may, I don't think this one has one. Or it's still down in the pre-chamber. That's number 3. It looks like it could still be right there. Yeah, see this one, you can see there's one there. There's one there. This one you can see it came loose. Anyway, these things look terrible. So there's where the glow plug goes. And there's some sort of contraption down in there. Let's see, and it's held in there, it looks like with maybe a pin right there. So number 1 is the one that I forgot to take out the glow plug. And you can see, man, I think it's all right though. It made that little bitty, basically it just immediately sliced through the glow plug. So, whoops. And I knew that and still forgot to do it. So anyway, and I've got a reamer. I'm going to ream out the carbon. Let me get you can see inside. Let's see if I can get this where you can see it. Let's see. Well, you see all that junk up in there? Those are carbon deposits. The first one was much worse. But you really can't see it on this camera. But there's a reamer you can put in there and, you know, remove the carbon deposits. And I'm going to try to clean these up and then post a video of what it looks like after I take it through the parts washer. And you guys let me know if you think it's reusable. So this is kind of cool. I'm just cleaning out this pre-chamber, but I'm squirting the solvent down in it, and you can see there's the pattern that shoots out into the combustion chamber after the fuel is heated by the glow plug. It shoots out the bottom of the pre-chamber into the combustion chamber, and there's like five little holes in the pre-chamber that it squirts out of. And we can see that if we look at one of these pistons. Here we go. You can see where they squirt out in those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 directions. That's where it's been burning for 150,000 miles. I guess that little dimple there is where the pre-chamber goes into and then squirts it out around there. But anyway, it's amazing what you can do with a parts washer. I mean, this thing's cleaned up. This thing cleaned up great. I mean, I'm sure this is still usable. Here's what it did look like. Let's see if I can get some light on here. Okay. The threads cleaned up really nice. I still don't know what's inside there. I think there's a little ball that the fuel flows over, and it better spreads it to each of these holes. But man, I'm guessing I can reuse that. Dry it off a little bit, see what it looks like. I mean, all it is a piece of metal. It's not like any complex moving part in here. It's a piece of metal with some holes on the end. I'm sure that could be reused. I think I'm going to reuse it. Let's see if the collar nut cleaned up. I just put that into a cup. And shook it around in some solvent. I mean, yeah, that collar nut looks perfectly fine. I'll clean it up a little bit more, get some of the little rusty part off the bottom. So I'm going to reuse these. And like I said, this is the one that, see that little nick right there? That's where the glow plug was still in when I removed it, but all that hole is for the glow plug tip to pass through, so that is not going to cause any problem. Anyway, I'll clean the rest of these up and then start cleaning the head. I'm not going to do anything to the valves. Everything was running fine on the engine, so I'm not going to worry about that. And then I'll go start working on the block again.